Well, well, well. So the big backbone spurred Biff, in his attempts to distract you from all the mistakes he's made as of late, said today that we're very soon gonna be bombing inside of Venezuela. That's right, he's gonna start a war, you see, to distract you from a few things. So let me break them down for you. While that silly fool is trying to spread Islamic hate across this nation today by saying that Sleepy Joe, Mr. Biden, let millions of terrorists in here on our sovereign soil, dear, I just want to remind you, it was not Biden who invited the Taliban to Camp David on our sovereign land. And that was his first go round in White House town, that orange fucking clown. Yes, baby, he invited the Taliban to Camp David, one of our most secure locations here in the United States that the average American is not even allowed to be in, honey. But he let terrorists in. And this go round in White House town just a few weeks ago, you remember Veterans Day? He had a jihadist come to the White House to play. Who's letting terrorists into the United States? Because you literally let a man inside the United States who had a bounty on his head because he was directly responsible for terroristic plays that caused the unaliving of hundreds, if not thousands, of American soldiers. And you decided to do that on a week where we celebrate our American soldiers and our veterans, dear. Who the fuck is pro-terrorist here? And then a week later, you decided you were going to double down on your shady fucking plays, and you had the prince of beheading and dismemberment in the White House, dear. Another terrorist. Yes. And you didn't just have him in the White House, you invited him to dine on the taxpayers' dime. Who's pro-terrorism, dear? Because from what I can see, that has been really, really good lately at letting terrorists into our country. Hell, it was his FBI and his Department of Homeland Security and the CIA, too, that dropped the ball when it come to this recent terrorist dude who's now directly responsible for the unaliving of one American soldier and critically injuring another. He needs a big distraction from all of that. He also needs a distraction today from the fact that J.D. Vance in his toddler pants with his queer-ass stance, the Maybelline Queen with those future dictator dreams, and Steve Wackoff, or Witkoff, how the fuck you want to say it, but he's a whack-off to me because he's busy over there in Russia every other day giving Voldemort Poontang a handy, I guess you could say. Yes, and Driscoll, too, which, by the way, in case you don't know, Driscoll's the dude that they want to replace Petey Kegsbreath with. Yes, they want Petey Kegsbreath gone as the Secretary of Defense, and they want to replace him with Mr. Driscoll, who they say makes JD look more human today. Apparently, he didn't help him with his little turkey Thanksgiving speech, because that was the least American thing I think I've ever fucking seen. He needs a distraction from that, because they committed treason with Voldemort Poontang. They literally colluded together with Voldemort Poontang on the best way to handle and control the President of the United States. Imagine that, a foreign country being given tips on how to corrupt our government. He needs a big distraction from that today. He also needs you to be distracted from the fact that in 2017, he allowed Jeffrey Epstein to come to his Thanksgiving dinner and Christmas too. I thought he wasn't friends with that dude. He said back in 2009, he had cut Jeffrey out of his life. What a cutout. I've never invited people that I've cut out of my life to my Thanksgiving dinner and my Christmas party a decade later after I supposedly cut them out of my life. But let's bomb another country today. I just want to remind people that back when Daddy was in the White House the first go round, him and Maduro were 10 toes down with each other. Yes, indeed. He loved Maduro, baby. He was so happy when Maduro refused to step down when he lost the election, dear. Daddy wanted to mimic him and pretend to be our president yet again, even though that didn't work out his way. He eventually had to leave on that January day. But he praised Maduro. Honey, they were real close. They had dinner together and all such nonsense. So Daddy has no problem with Maduro today, but Daddy is owned by Dudu Netanyahu, and Dudu Netanyahu has been in bed with the Machado chick that got the Nobel Peace Prize that they want to replace Maduro with. Oh, yes, honey. Yes, he's going to need a big distraction because he doesn't want you to know that Dudu Netanyahu and the chick that they want to replace Maduro with, Machado, is 10 toes down with Zionist plays and wants to ethnically cleanse Venezuela. It has nothing to do with oil or minerals because, well, Maduro offered those to the Orange Hoe. It was really about Dudu Netanyahu getting his way because he wants to make the entirety of the western side of the fucking globe Zionist Jews today. Yeah, he's going to need distractions, you see. So we're going to bomb a country that does not send Fenty into the United States. in any kind of fucking way. We have the intelligence to prove that. Just thought I'd remind you today that when it comes to making terrorism the US of A great, that's all the Orange Daddies play. Yes, indeed. Treason, terrorism, corruption, fraud, stealing from the taxpayers every single day so they can go and have fancy dinners and watch grown men fondle each other's foreskins. Baby, don't you remember any of that, honey. You just pay attention to the bombs that are going to fly in December.